Greetings, fellow horror fans. Well, our look at the Hellraiser series now comes to an end with the 2022 Hellraiser remake. During a party at hedonistic millionaire Roland Voigt's mansion, sex worker Joy comes across a mechanical puzzle box, which Voight insists he solve. Joy solves the configuration and is stabbed by a blade that springs from the box. A portal opens, from which chains fly out and rip Joy apart. 6 years later, recovering addict Riley is living with her brother Matt, his boyfriend Colin, and their roommate Nora. Riley's boyfriend Trevor convinces her to help break into an abandoned storage warehouse, rediscover and take the puzzle box. Returning home late, Riley gets into an argument with Matt and leaves. At an empty park, she solves the box and avoids being cut by the blade. The Cenobites, a group of mutilated humanoids, appear and demand she choose another sacrifice. Matt finds Riley blacked out and, as he tries to wake her up, inadvertently cuts himself in the box. He goes to a nearby restroom to clean his wound. Riley hears him scream and discover that he has vanished. Believing the box caused Matt's disappearance, Riley and Trevor track down Serena Maneker, Voight's former lawyer who had hidden it in the warehouse. Maneker tries to take the box from Riley but is inadvertently cut by the blade and later taken by the Cenobites. Riley visits Voight's abandoned mansion, finding his journals and learning that the box has multiple configurations, each of which requires a victim to be marked by the box displayed for the Cenobites to take. On completion, the box allows his soul to receive a gift from Leviathan, the entity that rules over hell. Riley sees an apparition of Matt and is horrified to discover he has been flayed. Trevor, Colin, and Nora arrive to take Riley home. While Riley explains her findings to Colin, the still living but mutilated Voight, who is hiding inside the walls, stabs Nora with the box. The group escapes the mansion in a van, but Nora is taken by the Cenobites. Their leader, the priest, taunts and flays Nora. The group crashes the van and walks back toward the mansion. Riley is confronted by the priest, who offers to resurrect Matt if Riley chooses 2 more sacrifices. Riley refuses and is cut by the blade. The priest commands the now marked Riley to choose 2 more sacrifices or become a victim herself. After Trevor is injured by one of the Cenobites, the Chatterer, Riley solves the next configuration and stabs it. The Cenobites get torn to pieces as the next sacrifice. The group makes it back to the mansion, realizing that there are steel doors designed to lock the Cenobites out. Riley and Colin leave Trevor to rest, and it's revealed that Trevor has been working for Voight to find people to sacrifice to the puzzle box. Riley and Colin trapped a Cenobite, the Asphyx, to become the last sacrifice, but Voight appears and stabs Colin with the box. Voight reveals that he saw new pleasurable sensations after completing all of his sacrifices, but his reward was a contraption attached to him that twists his nerve endings, leaving him in constant pain. He completes the final configuration and traps the Cenobites, demanding they ask Leviathan to free him from his gift. While Leviathan appears in the sky above the mansion, Riley retrieves the box and unlocks the steel doors, letting in the Cenobites. Riley saves Colin from torture by stabbing Trevor, choosing him as a new final sacrifice. Trevor is mutilated and dragged to hell. Meanwhile, the priest tells Voight that his reward cannot be revoked, but can be traded for a different reward as his current gift. Pain does not suit him. She offers him power, which he accepts. Voight is released from his contraption and healed, only to be immediately impaled with a large chain by Leviathan and lifted away. With the sacrifices completed, the Cenobites tell Riley they can resurrect Matt as a gift. Riley refuses any gift because she knows it is always going to be twisted, and tells them she will accept Matt's death. The Cenobites tell her that by choosing to live with her guilt and loss, she has effectively chosen the gift of lament. The box reverts to its cube configuration and the Cenobites disappear. As Riley and Colin leave the mansion, he asks her if she made the right choice. Riley remains silent. Inside Leviathan, Voight undergoes a brutal transformation into a new Cenobite, but smiles as he welcomes his new form. Ooh, I wonder what that new form could possibly be, So anyway, let's take a look at the production of this film, beginning with the development. In October 2006, Clive Barker announced through his official website that he would be writing the script for a forthcoming remake of the original Hellraiser film to be produced by Dimension Films. On October 2007, Julian Maury and Alexandre Bustillo were eyed to write and direct. Dimension was hoping to rush the film into production before the potential strikes expected by the end of the year. A release date of September 5th, 2008 was planned by the studio. By January 2008, the project, then titled Clive Barker Presents Hellraiser, was released to January 9th, 2009, following the studio's dissatisfaction with Maury and Bastillo's script. In February 2008, Marcus Dunstan and Patrick Melton were tapped for a page one rewrite, and production was gearing up to begin that spring. By April 2008, the directing pair had vacated Hellraiser and moved on to Halloween 2 after clashing with producer Bob Weinstein, who wanted a film with a wider appeal for mass audiences. Darren Bowson was offered the film, but his commitments to other projects likely prevented him from accepting. That October, French director Pascal Laugier was said to direct. The film was pulled from its January release date in December 2008. Laugier told Red Central in March 2009 that work on the film had begun with a co-writer he could not publicly name. Laugier envisioned a much more serious tone for the film than the producers had hoped, and pushed for a commercial film that would appeal to a teen audience, and he left the project in June 2009. By October, reports indicated that the film would be released in 3D. Throughout 2010, further pictures were given by Christian E. Christensen, Corey Goodman, and former writing duo Josh Stolberg and Peter Goldfinger. By August, the reboot had taken a backseat at Dimension Films as production commenced on Hellraiser Revelations, created primarily to retain the rights to the property. In October 2010, Christensen was reported to be in the running for director role, while Amber Heard was considered for the lead role. Mere days later, it was announced that Patrick Lussier and Todd Farmer were to direct and write, respectively, a reboot of the Hellraiser franchise. The story would have differed from the original film, as Lussier and Farmer did not want to retell the original story out of respect for Barker's work, instead focusing on the world and function of the puzzle box. During their tenure on the project, Lussier and Farmer had worked on numerous ideas beyond a simple reboot. One idea was a prequel starring William Fichtner as Pinhead, while another pitch had Pinhead portrayed by a woman. However, in 2011, Farmer confirmed that both he and Lussier were dropped from the project. In October 2013, Barker announced that he would be directing and writing the film. Doug Bradley was to return in his role as Pinhead. A year later, Barker said that a second draft of the script was completed and described the film as a very loose remake of the original film, but he said that he might not direct the film. In March 2017, Barker said that the film's script was written and delivered to Dimension years ago. That was the last one anyone heard until news of a sequel surfaced. After the successful release of the 2018 horror sequel, Halloween, Miramax Films confirmed that it was considering beginning production on new installments of the Hellraiser franchise. In May 2019, Gary Barber announced that Spyglass Media Group would be developing a new remake of Hellraiser to be written and co-produced by David S. Goyer. In April 2020, David Bruckner was reported to direct the remake, with Ben Collins and Luke Piotrowski writing the script after having previously collaborated with Bruckner on The Night House, which Goyer also produced. In December 2020, following a legal dispute, Barker officially regained the rights to the property in the United States. Now on to pre-production. In June 2021, it was reported that Odessa Azion was cast in the lead role. In a July 2021 interview with Entertainment Weekly, it was revealed that the film's producers auditioned drag performer Gottmik for the role of Pinhead, after Gottmik showed off a Pinhead-inspired look for a runway on RuPaul's Drag Race. And now finally on to the filming. In September 2021, Gore announced that the production crew was in the midst of filming, confirming that principal photography had commenced in Belgrade, Serbia. In October 2021, after filming wrapped, Jimmy Clayton was revealed to have portrayed Pinhead, while Brandon Flynn, Goran Vishnik, Drew Starkey, Adam Faison, Aoife Hines, Selena Lowe, and Haim Abbas were unveiled as supporting cast. Bruckner and the crew reached out to Bradley to make a cameo appearance in the film, but Bradley declined for two reasons. First, potential complications with the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, and secondly, his desire to leave Pinhead performance's legacy intact, a decision Bruckner and his crew accepted. Well, that was kind of nice of him to do that. So overall, I think that as a as a remake or reboot to the franchise, it does a pretty good job. So, yeah, that's pretty much all I can say about it. So, yeah. So, overall, I give 2022's Hellraiser, I'll give it 4 lament configurations out of 5. But I thank you guys so much for watching my review series of the Hellraiser films. And anyway, so with November coming up, it's going to be Game of Thrones month, and that month I'll be taking a look at Game of Thrones season 5. And anyway, for our next year's horror month, we're going to take a look at the Child's Play franchise. And yes, that does include the 2019 remake, so there you go. But yeah. And also, at some point, I might review the Chucky series, but again, I'm going to focus on the films, and maybe I'll talk about the TV show when it ends. So there you go. But yeah. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and remember, whatever you do, don't fall asleep.